a very good morning. This is Nirvana, and this is part of the Body and Mind Initiative to chat to our members on the Body and Mind Health Directory website. And today we are going to be chatting to Debbie Fox, who is a Feng Shui guru, if I can call it that. And we're going to be chatting today a little bit about Feng Shui and what people can do during the hashtag lockdown. Good morning, Debbie. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me to come and speak on your show. Thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome, and looking forward to learning a little bit more about what we can do during this time. The first thing before we go into Feng Shui is tell me a little bit more about Debbie Fox. Who is Debbie Fox, and how did you get onto learning about Feng Shui?
I've been practicing for about 20 odd years now. How I got onto feng shui was quite interesting because I took a trip around the world, and I happened to land in London and meet this lady by chance, as it always is. And I stayed over at her place, sleeping on the floor. You know how you do when you're traveling with your backpack. And then I said, "Do you mind if I come back when I'm going to Europe quickly? I'll be back in about 3 weeks." And she said, "Yeah, sure, it'll be great to have you back." And when I got back, her flat had completely transformed. It was just not huge things, not big painting, nothing. Just a few little things had changed, and the energy of the whole place was completely different. And I was absolutely hooked. And when she said, I said, "What did you do?" She said, "Oh, it's feng shui." And I went, "What's that?" Because nobody, knew it in those days. Well, since then I've been studying with many different teachers and practicing and hopefully helping people with the feng shui to create the same difference in their homes.
Great. And so now, what is Feng Shui? I mean, a lot of people don't understand. It sounds like something, airy-fairy, but it is a very specific and very clear energy shift that you can have within your home and your workplace, no matter where you work. It's like whether you're in an office, like factories or hospital, it doesn't matter where you are. So tell us, for those people who don't understand, what is Feng Shui and how does it work?
Okay, feng shui is a discipline that uses sometimes the compass, uses the planets, and it uses just space. There's the little charts that one can use, very easy to use yourself. What it actually is that we create harmony in a space, because humans live in buildings and work in buildings, whether it's, as you said, a home or an office or a factory. And the more conducive to the human being in those spaces, the more harmonized it is, the better the human being operates. So if it's a factory, make it good for the factory workers, that they feel good, they'll work better. If it's an office, the same thing, and it's your home, obviously create a space that you feel comfortable in your home, and have the things that are in your home or the objects that are in your home that are conducive for you. Like you wouldn't have a picture on the wall that's not, well, some people do actually have pictures on the wall, and I've been in and I've said, "What is that picture?" And they go, "Oh, I don't like that picture. It's my granny's and I never got on with her." And I said, "Well, why is it on the wall?" "Oh, well, I had nothing to put in that space." And as soon as they take that down, the whole energy of the space changes, because their energies change. They're not constantly reminded of that granny or that auntie or that friend that they don't like, and they just put it up there because they might ask where the picture is. So those little things have a major effect on us, actually.
So I know that with relationships, for instance, it is important. I remember years ago watching something where somebody was saying, "I want to have a relationship. I want to bring somebody into my life." And the person went into their home and they said, "But all your pictures are of single people. Change the pictures, make pictures of couples walking on the beach, or couples dancing, or even something of two, where you're bringing in that second energy, but not three, because three could be the third wheel, on the wagon, so to speak, or could be another person coming into the relationship, like an affair or mistress or something like that. It could also be just somebody influencing the relationship, like in-laws or a spouse from a previous marriage or something like that. So that constantly causes conflict. So what are some of the things that people can do in this time? They are at home. We've got so much time in our hands. We are with our loved ones, for those who are privileged enough to have this time, in lockdown with people around them. But whether you're alone or whether you have people around you, what can people do during this time? What kind of tips can we offer them that they can make different changes, shift the energies to assist them during this time?
Well, first of all, in feng shui, and I think even Vastu, which is the Indian form of that, is that we always need to clear our clutter. We need to get rid of the stuff that we no longer use, because our minds are attached to everything that we own. So the more we can get rid of all the stuff that we don't need, and I would say also the clutter in our minds as well. So what people can do in their homes is clear the clutter, make sure that the objects that they've got up on the wall, the objects that they own, are things that they actually cherish. Don't have things you don't like in your home. And obviously if you have to, then you need to come to some kind of resolve on that. There are little things that you can do. You spoke about relationship areas. If they'd like to, every relationship area in the black school, that is the far right hand corner of any room, and in that area they can put a picture of two people if they are married, or if they want a partner or something, or a picture of as you said, two people walking on the beach, or two flowers. They can do something like that. And the wealth area is the left hand corner of every room, including the garden, including the whole house.
Facing which way? Facing which way? So right hand.
As you come into the room, as you come into any room, this is the black cat school. It's got nothing to do with direction. So as you walk into a room, the room is divided into 9 squares. The far left-hand corner is the wealth area or the good fortune area, and the right-hand corner is the relationship area. And most people are concerned about those things. So in the lounge, stay in the relationship area. If you have multiple doors, it's the door you use the most, if it's coming from the kitchen or wherever inside the home. In the lounge, so you might want to put a family picture up if it's a family and there's a bit of a family tension going on. Put a family picture up of a happy holiday time. If there's tension in the relationship with your husband or your wife, put a lovely picture in the bedroom in the far right hand corner if you can. Those little things. But I would say clear the place, clear your mind, take some time to meditate, because our own energy, as energies of homes, are also make a difference to us. Our energy makes a difference to each other. So we need to remove the panic. We need to go into a space of calm, and our calmness helps the world as well. It really does make a huge difference in the world too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm just looking around at my pictures, and as you were speaking, and the picture that is right across your front door, like as you come into the front door, doesn't that have a specific importance? So what is the kind of picture or view like that a person would put as you come in from the road, or from your main entrance, your front door entrance? What does that picture represent, or what should it be?
It just depends on your taste, I think. Often people have a wall in front of the door, and then that makes it you have to walk into a door. Then you would put a picture that's got a little bit of space in it. Meanwhile, like a
mirror.
So you'd have a picture of a view into a valley. So you take a pic that the wall. You don't walk into a flat wall. You could have a picture of family. That is probably a bit too much, but I would think something fairly welcoming, just something welcoming at the front door. And it's, as you say, it's quite important what you have, because I remember one of the cases that I read about. A young boy was very depressed all the time. He was 15, and his parents were well-known photographers, and they'd put a picture up at the front door where you came in of his face as a child, as a baby, a little tear just dropping out of his eye. And he walked into this every single day and saw this misery in his face, and they took it down, and his depression went. So I know it sounds bizarre, but little things like that. We need to go through our house with a fine-tooth comb and see what's irritating us.
Yeah. So the other thing that I wanted to ask, and I know a little bit, because each one, when I use an example, there will be somebody listening to this and saying, "Wow, I was wondering about that as well." So I have lost complete contact for 13 years with my children, and I have their pictures all over. Like there's two pictures above when they were very small. Every day I walk past the piano and the cupboard where I've got, pictures that I had up until the age that they left my life, which is 12 and 15. But so would that be something that, am I really causing myself heartache more by having their pictures up? It's 13 and a half years now. Is it time to put those things away? Because I do know the agreement of the soul, and there's so much else happening, that they've got their journey and I've got mine. But am I torturing myself with those pictures that are, I'm walking past, and I don't always notice them, but sometimes, like I'd really would
But your
stop.
subconscious does. You see,
Yeah.
your subconscious does.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your subconscious is always watching.
Yeah.
So you need to ask yourself, the question is, do I want to actually have contact with them? And if your heart is saying yes, then you maybe need to put them into the future area, or the past area.
She's where?
But put it, that's the middle sector on either side of a room. You could look up the black hat online and you'd be able to see that. Or you wouldn't put in the relationship area, because it's not a relationship. That's not that kind of relationship. Or you could just find a place that feels right in your home and put a picture of yourself there with them. You've got to picture them separate there. Put a picture together with the two of them together and you. And if it is hurting you, then you might want to take them down from the rest of the house and just leave them in a specific space that feels right. That you would hope that in the future you would get together with them.
Yeah.
And have it in your mind, this is the future that you would want.
Yes, I've let it go completely. That constant hope is more harmful than actually, so I've let them go in a way. But it's, so it doesn't have that kind of ache and desperate pain. I do know that from time to time I will talk about them, and then I'll feel the pain, but it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen half as often as it did before.
I would take them all down.
Okay, cool.
I would just put them in one spot, because your subconscious remembers them.
Yeah. So I would like for us, to just have a wrap up point, what people can do during this time, and one of the things that we also want to mention is meditate, be still, be present, plan your future, don't be in fear of the future, switch off all the negativity, switch off the media, be informed but don't be in fear. That is the main virus that we are dealing with, is the fear, because that is creating our future. Let's be still and let's be in center and meditate. We know what that can do. What would you like to just wrap up this conversation with regards to this time in lockdown?
Okay. I would suggest, I forgot about the electromagnetics, because obviously people are spending a lot of time with electronic computers and with Wi-Fi on and everything. Give themselves a break from that. Put it off at night time so they can get some relief. If you have a garden, walk with no shoes, so at least you're getting rid of the electricity, because people are being indoors the whole time. They're collecting a lot of electricity. Then I would also reiterate about clearing out the house. And I would reiterate about sitting quietly with yourself, just what you said, because we are energy beings, we are light beings, and the more clouded we are with sadness and panic, the more we're affecting our world. Exactly what you've just said. So take time to go out in the garden if you have one. Meditate. Do not have the fear. If you feel fear, just let it go. It's not going to get you. It's fine. That's what I would say.
Great. And so we know you are based in Durban, and yet you can do a lot of virtual assistance in
Feng Shui like that.
yeah, whether it's on Skype or anything else, people can contact you. It doesn't matter from where, to get some assistance or some help from you. Would you mind?
Absolutely.
Could you mind please giving us your contact details and with your social media page where people can find you?
And my cell phone number is 082 678 0976. And I have a Facebook page, and I'm very happy to give some tips to people if they want to email me or WhatsApp me, or get hold of me on the site, whatever they'd like to do. I'm very happy to add things to whatever they're going, what's happening in their homes.
Can you give us your social media Facebook page, please? Name?
Yes, it's a feng shui, the energy connection.
Feng Shui, the energy connection. Great. So that is then, if you are missing any of those details, you can follow our links below. It is www.bodyandmind.co.za, or the blog site, which is bodyandmindblog.co.za, and also now available in Android as well as your Apple Play stores. You can download the Body and Mind Health Directory app, and in that way you can find our members and you can find therapists and people that you can chat to and find assistance and support. And especially, as I said before, for the people who are living alone and are struggling during this time with mental health issues, if we are out there for you to chat to our members. Thank you very much from myself, Nirvana, and the Body and Mind team, whose initiative this is. And we look forward to chatting to you again, Debbie. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I much appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.